So when you start out with your stop motion animation project, you need to go onto your device that you have, smartphone, tablet, whatever it is that you're going to use, and you need to download a app. I am using one called Stop Motion Studio, and this was free. I do not recommend paying for any of these. That's not what we're going for here. We want it to be free. But Stop Motion Studio was a great one. It's the first one that comes up when you type it in the App Store. I do have an iPhone, so I'm not sure how it works on an Android. But that another option you could do is you could also use what's called WeVideo, and that is free and that is web-based. So you can just do that on your web browser instead of having to download anything. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is create a plot for your story. You have to, number one, have your exposition, which is the beginning of the story that introduces the conflict, the character, and the setting. Number two, rising actions, events before the climax. This is where the character attempts to solve the problem, but they fail. And number three, the climax. That's the tip of the peak there. The turning point, the point of the greatest suspense or action in the story. And then number four, the falling action, actions and events that occur after the climax. And number five, resolution, the end of the story where the conflicts or the problems are solved. Now, maybe your plot isn't very extravagant, but you are going to have some type of a story and plot line to get a good stop motion animation video. So have fun with it. It can be goofy, it can be silly. Mine is actually pretty simple in this example that I show, but yours is going to be 20 seconds long minimum. So yours will be a little bit longer and more in depth than what I'm showing in this video. So to come up with a storyline, plotline, what I did is I looked in my daughter's toy baskets and I picked out a few random toys, and then I sat down and I thought about what my story could be. It's important when you're setting up your scene that you get your device stable. I don't have a tripod for my phone, and so I used a oil pastel box and a coffee mug to stabilize it so that it doesn't move. The most important thing is that you do not want your device to move at all during your filming because it needs to stay stable and in one spot so that just the characters and just the items that are in your storyline are the things moving. Have fun where your scenery is going to be. You could do it outside, inside, you could create a drawing for a background, but have fun with the scenery. You have your device set up in a nice stable position. You're going to open up the app and then go ahead and start filming your new project. There will be a tutorial. If you'd like to use it, go ahead. There's lots of different options in there and edits you can do. But you can also just go ahead and start playing around with it. Basically, you're going to take your character, set it up where you want it to be, and then you take the photo. Then you move the character just a little bit and you take another photo and you just keep going. And then, obviously if you have multiple characters, you'll have them interact, and you just move it a little bit at a time for it to look more realistic. So if you are using Stop Motion Studio, one of the things you can do is click on that question mark there on the right hand side, and what will pop up is a bunch of different options that give you some details. Like you can do voiceover, you can edit your images, you can play around with the settings. You don't have to do that, but if you are interested in doing that, it might make your stop motion animation a little bit more interesting and take it one more step further. So I do want you guys to save your video. So what you're going to do is click on that back arrow, and then once you're there, you're going to click on the upper right hand corner and click on select. Then you'll have to decide which one was the one that you are turning in, because you might have a couple edits that you've done, a couple different versions. Then click on the Save button, which is the square with the up arrow. You're going to say Export Movie. And then you're going to need to save it to your device. Everybody saves it in a different spot. On my iPhone, I think I saved it to my camera roll. But just figure out where you need to save it. You are going to upload this to Artsonia. Artsonia accepts video files and not just image files. And so it's a very, very similar process to what you guys have been doing. And I'll actually do a quick demo in just a minute. Here's the example outcome. So to upload it to Artsonia, just go to Artsonia/class, type in your access code, type in your name, make sure it's the correct student, and then go to the upper right hand corner where it says Add New Artwork. You want to make sure you're on week 6 there where it says Stop Motion, and then select image or video. Figure out where you saved it, click on the file, and then you're just going to start that upload process. It may take a little bit, but I will receive it once you finally upload it. I can't wait to see them.